Hello, everybody, and welcome to Karen Stamp Pad. My name is Karen Scott, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Edmonton, Alberta. So welcome to today's live. Today I have been playing with the Queen Bee stamp set and dies, the bundle. And I have a couple of cards that I'm going to show you. I think they're pretty easy, but I haven't got all the pieces all together, so I'm going to have to cut a few, and so you'll have to bear with me. I was at the groomers picking up one of my dogs, so he had his fluff and puff today, and he looks super white. He looks so good and smells good. But anyway, I don't know if I have, let's see, what to tell you. There's a couple of things back in the catalog that had been sold out. The Queen Bee is one of them. And I had to grab that up because I didn't get it the first time before it sold out. And I believe Dainty Delights is back in stock, the stamp set and dies. Hello, Margaret Ann. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. And I believe what's it called? Hello Irresistible. Hello Irresistible Designer Series papers back in stock as well. So if those are a few of the items that you're looking for, you might want to grab them. I do believe that the Memento ink pads are also in stock. So anyway, without further ado, I will turn my camera down and I will show you the cards that I've put together, and we'll be making the same ones. So let me just turn this down, go to my settings. Okay, so this is what I have been playing with. So one very simple card, and I've pulled in the honeycomb embossing folder, 3D embossing folder. Sorry, I've got stuff stuck to it. From the Honeybee Home stamp set and dies, and it was a suite that came with paper and the stamps, dies, and along with the embossing folders. So I'm going to be using that today. So this is a nice simple card. And there's that one. And then this one is a bit of a fancy fold. And you can open it up. You can use it as a gift card holder if you want. Pull this little piece out, and I stuck this little gift card that I've been it's been sitting on my desk forever. Walmart gift card. I'm not sure where we got it from, but I should check to see if I can use it sometime. But that's the second card. So let's start. I've already gone ahead and cut some of the pieces. There is one piece that I know I'm missing. I was racing around. And so let's start with this one. Nice and easy. So I just have some Smoky Slate cardstock, and it's your basic card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Burnish the edge. I've also, and I meant to check to see if these are still in the catalog, and let me just check. I am using, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use a piece of vellum. So this piece is already cut. It's 3 3/4 by 5. And I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that I've run through the embossing folder. And this is 3 1/4 by 4.5. So I've run it through the embossing folder. I think what I'd like to do is I'm going to take my Hello, Denise Washington. How are you? Kathy, good to see you. I'm going to take my scissors and just rough up the edges just to give it a little different look. So I've been having some fun with this stamp set. I just got this in, when did my order come? Yesterday? Yesterday. What's today? Thursday. What's today? Facebook Live Day. So anyway, okay. So I could keep going with this. And that's going to be that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put glue on this and put it down on my vellum. And I want to just kind of tilt it to the sides. So I'm going to put glue all the way around because I have embossed it and roughed up the edges. It's going to kind of buckle a little bit. So there we go. So now I can see where I can put the adhesive on here to hold the vellum down without seeing it. And I'm going to turn that in the opposite direction. There we go. So there's our card base. Now I've gone ahead and already pre-cut all of this stuff now. I don't have it on. Let's see. Oh. Let's put them, I'll show you the dies. What did I do with the stamp set? This is the stamp set. I didn't show it to you. So it comes with dies to cut out the flowers and the bee and the smaller bee. Plus it has some flowers. It has a sentiment die. And so I don't think I need to show you. It also has this really cute die and some greenery if you want it greenery. It even comes with a heart die, a honeycomb die, and like I said, a couple of flowers. So those are the dies. So I've gone ahead and I have stamped and die cut just for time's sake. And I am going to take, and I've got two different grays here. Need to figure out which one is which. And that one goes there. This one would go on this one. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to use my liquid glue and place that right there. So it's just all about placement at this point. Oh, to do everything you do. Oh, thank you, Denise. Everything you do tilts. Yeah. Well, that way my sentiment on this card wasn't stamped perfectly straight. So it, with the card being off, it didn't really, you don't notice it as much. So, okay. And I've got a couple of my, supposed to be greenery. It's not greenery, it's pink. I'm using pink. The Blushing Bride with both cards because I really like I love Blushing Bride. So, and I thought it went good with the gray and it went good with blue. So actually, before I do that, I'm going to bring in, I stamped just with my Memento ink and my bee die or bee stamp. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words here. I stamped it and die cut it. And I just want to show you a little trick in case you don't know this. It's funny because a lot of people don't know it. So I'm going to just grab a piece of basic white. So I'm going to show you something about the dyes in case you don't know. And pull in my bee. Seeing as I've already gone ahead and done it, but I wanted to mention this. So let's just ink it up and I will show you something worth knowing. Especially seeing as I've got a black bee, I don't want too much of a white border, or I don't want an uneven border. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stamp that. It didn't come out dark, but that's okay. And then I'm going to grab my die. And if you notice, it's got some holes right on the corner where the feet are. So when you line this up, line up so you can see the antennae, and line up the wings. And then what you want to do is you want to see the black underneath these two or these 4 dots. You want to see the black through them. And then you know you've got it perfectly centered. And my suggestion is once you have that, use a piece of washi tape, hold it down so then you get a perfectly cut, so the white is perfect all around the outside. So if you didn't know that, that's what those little dots are for, and a lot of the dies have them. Okay, so now that I've shown you that, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pop this up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Pull those in. Helps when you have to take your pick tool the right way. And I'm going to put 2 large and 2 small, and I'm going to just put them close to the center or closer to the body so that when the wings can go up, you can put them up if you want. All right. Now I can put this under here. All right. Now, I'm just going to cut it down just a little bit. Okay. Excuse me. Now, what I did was out of vellum, I cut some wings to go over top of the wings. And if you want, you can color there's beautiful flowers. I don't know if you notice the detail in the wings on the, and even in the body of bee, there's some flowers. So you can color them in. I just left it plain on here and colored, or did I? No, there's a little bit of color in the background. Oh, that's what I forgot to show you. I forgot to do something. So I have taken my blending brush and put in the background. So you want to do this first, not, not last like I'm doing. And just put a little bit of pink in the background. You don't need much. It just That way it's not so stark. So, oops, sorry. Don't do what I do. Okay. Now I'm going to just put a little bit of my double-sided tape on there. And there we have the wings. So now it's just, I've got to put a sentiment down, and I don't, so this is one of the pieces that I don't have. So in comes my embossing machine. And some paper. Now you can watch me try to stamp and get this straight. You know, it would have probably helped if I had put the stickers on the stamps straight. So makes it kind of difficult to stamp straight when it's not as straight. Now let's see if I can get this going. Okay. Oh, you're welcome for the tip. Not everybody knows it. It took me years. And somebody had mentioned it in one of their videos that I watched. So that's the only way I knew that. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Margaret Ann. All right. Let's put happy birthday to you. Grab my blocks. So I'm going to do it in 2 steps, otherwise there's too much of a gap between. Let's see if I can get this straight. Ooh, it's straight. Oh my goodness. How'd that happen? Okay. Now for the birthday. I shouldn't have said anything too soon. This is probably where I'm going to mess it up. Ooh, yeah. Not perfect, but it'll do. There we go. All right. We're going to put that on right about there. I could have popped it up, I guess. So now I need to get this on straight. All right. Is that straight? Who can tell? All right. I'm going to take my honeycomb, my liquid glue. Put that right about there. And I have, if I haven't lost them, a couple of hearts, but I can only see one right now. So that's okay. I'll use just the one and add one later. Now I'm quite the mess on my desk. Here's your take your pick tool, your putty end. There we go. And I've got a couple of flowers. I'll pop that up with a small dimensional. Okay, and so on this card, I used because they have so many pretty colors in them, the flat adhesive backed pearls that came with the the Seaside. What was that bundle? I love the bundle. But it's the pearls just, they go so well. Pulls in the pink from the card. Oops. Okay, so there's our first nice and easy card. Don't forget to put, I haven't cut it yet, but a center in there, and you can stamp. I did one for here. I used the little honeybee. And that looks kind of bare without the other heart. So there we have that card. Now, this card, let's see if I can remember the dimensions. All right. So you are going to need, pull that back in. Oh, there's the other heart. I'm going to put that up there so I don't lose it again. You're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, and I have used the Night of Navy, and it is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So this is going to be our back piece. This one we're going to cut down, so you need 2 of those. And I've pulled in the Sun Prints Designer Series paper because I thought it went well with the greenery on it, and it gave me a few. It is a really nice Designer Series paper, and it gave me a few options. So Sun Prints, it's still available. I don't know, it probably will retire at the end of April, but we won't find out until we see the new catalog. So if you want some, get some. It comes in the different colors. Let's see. Got a couple packages here, but it's got the not rich, was it Rich Razzleberry or Blackberry Bliss? I think this is Rich Razzleberry, and it has some of the greens. Let's see, Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Evening Evergreen, Gorgeous Grape, Petal Pink, Rich Razzleberry, Shaded Spruce. So it's got a lot of colors. Seafoam, Soft Succulent, Sweet Sorbet. So anyway, I thought I would use that up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm going to put that down. Thank you, Kathy. All right. Now I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And I need to do a couple of things, actually. So I need to grab some of this paper. And I need to cut a piece that is 3 inches by 8 inches. This is for the flap. I'm going to take that card out of there so you can see. So, okay, so that's 8 inches there. Let's go 3. Okay, and we are going to score it at 4 inches. What is that? Yep. It looked a little off. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to take this piece is, what did I say that one was? 3 inches by by 4 when it's folded over. So this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this is going to be the back of this piece. So we're just going to glue that down. And this is the gray granite, as opposed to the smoky slate. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other piece of cardstock and I'm going to cut it diagonally. But I want to make this pocket. So I don't have measurements. I just put it and I cut it. Now what happens with that is it makes it difficult because now I need to cut this at the same angle to get it to fit. Now this piece is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. So it's 1/4 of an inch smaller than my cardstock. So what I'm going to do is the little trick to this is I've got 2 pieces and this is going to fit for both of them. But I'm going to take it and I want this design. So I'm going to just put it and I'm going to hold it in place so that I have a border, my little border. So then I'm going to line it up here so that my cardstock is even on both edges. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it 1/4 of an inch, and you can see the line going all the way down, and line up my cardstock to that 1/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to remove this and I'm going to cut. Now let's see if it worked. Dun, da, da, da. There you go. Now I have 1/4 of an inch border all the way around. So there's how you cheat doing doing that without having to make the little tick marks and line them all up in the track and that kind of thing. So that fits that. And let's see, this one will need to be cut down, so I can do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to line it up to the 1/4 inch mark. I'm going to hold down my designer series paper and I'm going to cut it. And let's see. There we go. Now I've got a nice border on that one too. All right. I think that's it for the paper trimmer. So I only need one of these for the card, so I will just go ahead and adhere my designer series paper. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue. Let's see. Oh, hello, Carla. Thanks for joining me from Pennsylvania. Hi, Kim. How are you doing? I believe, Kim, you were in Abbotsford, were you not? Did I get that right? Okay, so I'm just going to put it around the bottom, not where the diagonal is, because I want to be able to slip my card in. And I'm going to line this up here. And there we have our little pocket for our card. Yeah, I remembered. Yay. Yes, my grandkids were born there. All right, so now let's work on this piece. Okay, we've got that glued. I'd like a piece of basic white for the inside, which that one's too small. So what did I say? That was 3 by 4. We want 2 3/4 inch by 3 3/4. And I can put that on the inside. And I'm going to bring in a piece of grid paper because I'm going to do some stamping and I tend to get it all over the place. So I'm going to bring in my Memento ink pad. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Clean up, clean up. Used to sing that to my grandkids when they were little too. Everybody clean up, clean up. Probably get in trouble from Facebook for singing. Okay. Stamps. I forgot what I was doing. So these stamps, you are going to have a bunch of different sizes. So if you don't already have all the blocks, it's a good investment, or use your Stamparatus. So because I have used about 5 different sizes here. I'm going to stamp it up this way. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my pink. And this has some script on it, one of the stamps, which I just love. But I just want a little corner of it. See, here's another block. Now let's see. This one I got crooked as well. Don't like my words to be crooked. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the corner. Yeah, crooked. But that's going to be our inside. Now, we don't have a Stampin' Blend that is, yeah, the cleanup song. Yep. And we don't have Stampin' Blends in the pink that I'm using. So in the Blushing Bride, but we do have a Stampin' Write markers, and I'm just going to use that and color in some of the petals on the flowers. There we go. And bring this back in and let's attach that. All right, now just to decorate the front. So we'll use this as our guide. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I cut, this is a 2-inch circle punch that I have. And I punched out a piece. I have my other piece that I die cut out of the basic gray. So I'm going to put that down first. And actually, I want it up this way. Okay, now I'm going to put this down here. Now, what I did for this bee, you can see, look how glossy it is. I heat embossed that. So I stamped with the Versamark, and then I used the black ink. And look how it just, it's so easy to color with the Blushing Bride pen after. So I've brought that in. I haven't colored it, so I will. I have a piece of vellum stuck to it. Yeah. Sorry, I could have colored this in. All right. There's a few more. And a few more. You could also color in, there's leaves on there if you wanted the green, but I'm going to stick with the pink. Yes, the vine is from the Queen Bee set. It is. I showed the, before you jumped on, I showed the dies. These are the dies. Sorry, I had to use some. So there's the vine there. It also has the, for the flowers to die cut after you stamp the flowers. So we'll bring that. I'm going to pop that up with my dimensionals. Again, doing the same thing. I'm going to use 2 of the bigger ones. I guess I could use all small ones and save my big ones, but, and then 2 small ones just close to the body. Put it on the wings. All right. And I've got some flowers. So you can color and heat emboss. Well, you heat emboss first, Kim, and then color it in afterwards in the spots. So I could have done the same with white and had it all white, but then white on white, what's the point, right? So can't see it, but put our flowers on. There is a way, and I'll show you. There is a way to color and heat emboss at the same time. And I was doing that earlier, but I just didn't like the, it darkened up my Blushing Bride, and I didn't like it as much. So let me grab from my mess that I was playing. And so this is, but you have to use your Stamparatus. I mean, you could, if you don't want a mess on your stamp pad. So let me show you that. Give me half a second. I'm just going to finish putting this together, and then I will show you how to color emboss, Kim. I'm going to bring in my beloved I thought I lost this earlier. It's so small. And now I can't find my little, I had it. See, clean up. I had my little block, but here's one. I'm going to stamp it in the petal pink. I'll use that little piece off of my trimmings. Oh, that is so crooked. That's a little better. Okay, just snip that. And I'm going to put it here. And then all I need to do is put some embellishments on. So this time I just used my basic rhinestones. Remember, you can color them with your stamping blends. There's no, like I said, no petal pink, but I found the Flirty Flamingo works really well. Yeah. So, but I'm just going to leave them plain, and I'm going to put them in the center of my flowers. All right, so there we have that piece. And we just put it in there. And there's our second card. So there we go. So there's our 2 cards for today. I guess I only need one of each in here. So here we go. Okay. So that's it for the stamping. If you want to stick around, I'm going to show how to stamp. The bee. So what I did was I one of the cards, I have a couple other cards that I made, and one of them was just stamped in the browns, or early espresso, and I had some crumb cake. And then I did one of the same cards, but I did it with a different designer series paper, and I colored it in pink. And so I was trying, you'll notice the difference in the color when I put, and this is just using clear embossing powder. So, oh, thank you. So, okay. So I'll show you 2 ways you can do it. And the first one is probably the easiest. And it's using your Stamparatus. So let's put a piece of paper in there, bring in our bee, and we're going to place that right there. So what you want to do is you want to ink up your bee first, and use your colored ink. And if you have to do it twice, it gets darker every time. So try to. There is that. Now clean off your stamp. And bring in your Versamark, right? And the reason I say do it this way, then you're not transferring color onto your Versamark pad. So you do that. Bring in your clear embossing powder. That's white. That's clear. And then you heat emboss. And you'll see as I'm doing it, when it melts, You can see when it melts. And it just makes it a little darker shade. Okay, so that's one way. The other way would be to, if you don't have a Stamparatus and you're just using a block, is ink it up first with your Versamark. And then take your ink pad and go over it. The Versamark is not going to hurt the ink pad. So there you have it. A little bit lighter. And again, we do the same thing. Put some clear on. Don't know what I just did with it. And then so this one looks a little lighter, but the trouble with this is, now I've melted it. And some of it's glossy and some of it isn't. No, it is all glossy, but it doesn't look as glossy. Yep, it is. If you look at it from the side, you can see. Anyway, there you go, Kim. So those are 2 ways to do your color embossing. So or heat embossing. So I hope that helps. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope I hope you get to invest in the Queen Bee stamp set dies, the bundle, and play around with it, because it really is a sweet set. I think I need to do a class on it. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me today. I will see you again next week at 4 o'clock on Thursday. And until then, have a wonderful week and enjoy the nice weather that's coming about. So bye for now.